did David divide the military in Israel? This is the question we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of 1 Chronicles on Walking Through the Bible.
His word, the glory of His cross.
Today we're going to be discussing 1 Chronicles chapter 27, verses 1 to 15. But before we do that, let's read the passage. If you have a Bible with you, turn to 1 Chronicles chapter 27, verse 1. But if you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So 1 Chronicles chapter 27, beginning at verse 1. And the children of Israel, according to their number, the heads of the fathers' houses, the captains of thousands and hundreds, and their officers, served the king in every matter of the military divisions. These divisions came in and went out month by month throughout all the months of the year, each division having 24,000. Over the first division for the first month was Jashobim, the son of Zabdiel, and in his division were 24,000. He was of the children of Perez, and the chief of all the captains of the army for the first month. Over the division of the second month was Dodai and Ahoite, and of his division Mikloth also was the leader. In his division were 24,000. The third captain of the army for the third month was Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada the priest, who was chief. In his division were 24,000. This was the Benaiah who was mighty among the 30, and was over the 30. In his division was Amizabad, his son. The fourth captain for the fourth month was Asahel, the brother of Joab, and Zebediah, his son, after him. In the division were 24,000. The fifth captain for the fifth month was Shamuath, the Israelite. In his division were 24,000. The sixth captain for the sixth month was Ira, the son of Ikash, the Tekoite. In his division were 24,000. The seventh captain for the seventh month was Helez, the Pelonite, of the children of Ephraim. In his division were 24,000. The eighth captain for the eighth month was Sibbecai, the Hushathite, of the Zarites. In his division were 24,000. The ninth captain for the ninth month was Bezer, the Anathothite, of the Benjamites. In his division were 24,000. The 10th captain for the 10th month was Maharai, the Netophathite of the Zarites. In his division were 24,000. The 11th captain for the 11th month was Benaiah, the Pirathonite of the children of Ephraim. In his division were 24,000. The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai, the Netophathite of Othniel. In his division were 24,000. Before David's death, David had been setting in order the kingdom, both religious and civil, so that when his son Solomon took over, which would be the first father-son transition of the throne in Israel's history, that transition would go well in terms of organization. From the mention of Asahel, the brother of Joab, in this list, though, it appears that David had made the military divisions much earlier in his reign, even as far back as when he reigned in Hebron, for Asahel would be killed by Abner before David is made king over all Israel. And of course, this would make sense, for when David became king, he was fighting a civil war with the northern tribes, and after he was crowned king over all Israel, he fought battles with many of the surrounding nations. We had read of the lists of David's mighty men on a couple of occasions before, but even though the leaders of the different divisions of the military would come from these ranks, those lists didn't tell us of this military structure to the point it's given to us here. What we learn here is that the military divisions were divided into 12 units, each consisting of 24,000 soldiers. Therefore, you had a military strength of 288,000 men. The reason why there were 12 units was because during peacetime, each unit would serve the king and the nation civilly for 1 month. Thus, the king had always on foot a regular force of 24,000 who, because of the length of service, were not oppressed by that service, seeing as how it took up only a 12th of the part of their time each year. When the need of the king required it, though, in other words, when Israel went to war, David could field an army 12 times the monthly force, and all these men were prepared, disciplined, and ready at a call without the smallest expense to the state or the king. Thus, these were, properly speaking, the militia of Israel. When you look at things then, both the military and the Levites were organized in a similar fashion, so as to provide service for either the nation or the temple, while at the same time leave them an opportunity to raise a family and attend to other needs of life apart from the service. There would only be a few positions, like high priest and king, for example, that would be full-time positions, with the rest being part-time service roles, except when the need arose. But as we've seen before, even though this was done by David, it was done with the approval of God, showing us that these divisions were actually God's idea. He wanted his people to serve him and be of service to their nation, but God wasn't too demanding of them. He didn't demand 100% of their time, nor did he expect everyone to devote their lives to public service. Some would, but that wouldn't be expected of everyone. Doing things this way not only prevented burnout, but it also prevented resentment. Because think about it. You couldn't control whether or not you were born a Levite or of the house of Aaron, and yet through birth you had some responsibilities that had to be met. If God had demanded all of your life, then you could very well have been bitter over that. But God didn't expect that, even of the Levites. They had their service, and they had other duties too, but they also had their own lives. The same is true for the military. For 1 month of the year in peacetime, they were expected to serve the king and the nation, a service that could be dangerous. The other 11 months of the year, though, were available to attend to the other needs of life. God knows what is best for man, and in Israel made sure that what was best was also decreed. So that's the military. In the next lesson, we'll conclude our look at David's organization of the nation of Israel, so we invite you back for that lesson. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of 1 Chronicles chapter 27, verses 16 to 34, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time.
Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.
Of his cross.